Joe, our intrepid traveler, found himself at the edge of a new adventure. Italy, land of ancient history, passionate people, and, well, let's be honest, really good food. He'd traded his suit and tie for leathers and a helmet, his comfortable office for the open road. This wasn't just a trip for Joe, it was a pilgrimage, a chance to reconnect with himself, to taste life in its rawest form. Little did he know, Italy was ready to give him a taste, a heaping, soul-stirring bite of La Dolce Vita. The plan was loose, the itinerary open. Joe wasn't interested in ticking off tourist traps. He craved authenticity, the kind you find in dusty back roads and smoky cafes. The kind that whispers in the ancient stones and sings in the laughter of locals. He was searching for something, though he couldn't quite articulate what. A feeling, maybe. A connection to something bigger than himself. And somewhere between the rumble of his engine and the whispers of the wind, he could feel it. Italy was calling, and Joe was ready to listen. His journey began in Rome, the eternal city, a place where history seeps from every cobblestone, every frescoed ceiling, every crumbling ruin.
Man, this place is incredible. It's like stepping back in time.
The air buzzed with a chaotic energy, a symphony of car horns, chattering voices, and the intoxicating aroma of espresso. Yet, amidst the chaos, there was a warmth, a sense of community that wrapped around Joe like a comforting embrace. Rome, a city that wore its history like a second skin, centuries pressed together, layer upon layer of emperors and artists, saints and sinners.
I can't believe I'm actually here. This is insane.
He traced his fingers along the weathered stones of the Colosseum, imagining the roar of the crowd, the clash of steel. He stood in awe of Michelangelo's David, a testament to human artistry and ambition. Rome was a feast for the senses, a history lesson come to life. But Rome wasn't just about ancient ruins and grand monuments. It was a living, breathing city, a whirlwind of chaotic energy.
No, I meant cappuccino, not carbonara.
Joe found himself swept up in the current, sharing plates of pasta with strangers, learning the art of ordering coffee like a local. He tossed a coin in the Trevi fountain, just like everyone else. A silent wish for a little bit of Roman magic to follow him home. The language barrier proved to be less of a wall and more of a flimsy curtain. In the bustling markets of Italy, where the air is filled with the aroma of fresh produce and the chatter of vendors, communication transcended words. It was in the expressive hand gestures, the warm smiles, and the genuine willingness to help that true connections were made. A shared smile, a gesture, a willingness to try, that was the real language of Italy. It was in the way a local would guide you to the best gelato shop, or how a stranger would share a table with you at a crowded cafe, turning a simple meal into a shared experience.
I think I just ordered horse meat. The menu was a mystery, a puzzle of unfamiliar words and exotic dishes. But that was part of the adventure. Each meal was a leap of faith, a dive into the unknown. Or maybe it was fish. The uncertainty added a thrill to every bite. Was it calamari or something more exotic? The flavors were bold, the textures surprising, each dish a new discovery. Either way, it's an adventure, right? The joy was in the trying, in the sharing of these culinary experiences with friends, in the laughter that followed a particularly surprising bite. It was about embracing the unknown and finding joy in the unexpected.
Every meal was a revelation, a symphony of flavors that danced on his tongue. The chefs, with their passion and skill, turned simple ingredients into masterpieces. Each dish was a testament to the rich culinary heritage of Italy, a blend of tradition and innovation. Freshly baked bread, sun-ripened tomatoes still warm from the vine, pasta so good it could make a grown man weep. These were not just meals, but experiences that engaged all the senses. The smell of fresh basil, the sight of vibrant tomatoes, the taste of perfectly cooked pasta. It was a feast for the soul. Joe quickly learned that food wasn't just fuel in Italy, it was love, it was family, it was life itself. Meals were a time to gather, to share stories, to connect with loved ones. It was in the laughter around the dinner table, the clinking of glasses, the shared joy of a delicious meal. In Italy, food was a celebration of life, a way to bring people together and create lasting memories. As the sun began to set on his time in Rome, Joe found himself drawn back to the ancient heart of the city.
You can almost hear them, the echoes of the past.
He stood in the center of the Colosseum, imagining the gladiators, the crowds, the emperors looking down from their marble thrones. So much history, so much life lived, and here he was, a small blip in the grand scheme of things, trying to find his place in it all. Rome had been exhilarating, a sensory overload in the best possible way. But Joe could feel the pull of the open road, the siren song of the Italian countryside.
Ah, that's the stuff. Nothing like trading exhaust fumes for the smell of fresh-cut grass.
He traded the roar of the Vespa engines for the chirping of crickets, the honking horns for the gentle clanging of goat bells in the distance. The Italian countryside was a balm for his soul, a place where time seemed to move a little slower, where worries faded like the distant hills. He found himself in Tuscany, a land of rolling hills, vineyards that stretched as far as the eye could see, and hilltop towns that seemed to cling precariously to the slopes.
This is it. This is what I came for.
He wandered through ancient churches, marveling at frescoes that had survived for centuries. He haggled for souvenirs in bustling markets. His attempts at Italian met with good-natured laughter. He learned that the best conversations often happen with the help of hand gestures and a shared bottle of wine. One afternoon, he found himself at a small family-run winery, learning the secrets of Tuscan winemaking.
Now that's what I call a good glass of wine. You can taste the history, the passion, the love that went into making it.
He shared a meal with the family, a simple spread of bread, cheese, olives, and cured meats, all made with ingredients sourced from their own land. It was a moment of pure connection, a reminder that some of the greatest pleasures in life are also the simplest. As the sun dipped below the horizon each evening, painting the Tuscan sky in a fiery palette of oranges, reds, and purples, Joe felt a sense of peace settle over him.
I think I might actually be happy here, or at least happier than I've been in a long time.
He realized that happiness wasn't a destination, it was a series of moments, strung together like pearls on a necklace, and he had a feeling that there were many more of those moments waiting for him on the road ahead. Joe, armed with his rusty high school Italian and a whole lot of enthusiasm, quickly discovered that communication transcended words.
Cafe, forte, like a bull, strong.
A shared laugh over a mispronounced word, a gesture of goodwill, a willingness to bridge the gap. These were the moments that truly resonated. He found himself sharing meals with families who welcomed him like a long-lost son, exchanging stories through a mixture of broken phrases and expressive gestures. Of course, not every encounter was smooth sailing. There were times when the language barrier felt insurmountable, when a simple flat tire became a test of Joe's patience. But even in those moments of frustration, the kindness of strangers shone through. A local mechanic, more through sign language than spoken words, diagnosed the problem with Joe's bike, refusing payment for his time. He found himself welcomed into their home, a simple farmhouse filled with the aroma of baking bread and comforting sounds of family. Lost in a labyrinthine hilltop town, Joe found himself surrounded by narrow, winding streets that seemed to twist and turn endlessly. The sun was high, casting long shadows that only added to his disorientation. His sense of direction was as fried as his clutch hand, which had been gripping the motorcycle handle for hours. Frustration was beginning to set in, and he felt a pang of worry about finding his way back. Joe stumbled upon a small piazza, a hidden gem in the heart of the town. The square was alive with activity, yet it felt like a serene oasis amidst the chaos of the winding streets. The air was thick with the scent of jasmine, mingling with the aroma of freshly baked bread from a nearby bakery. The sound of children's laughter echoed through the square, creating a symphony of joy and innocence. A group of children, their faces flushed with the joy of play, stopped to observe him. Their eyes were wide with curiosity, and they whispered among themselves, wondering who this stranger could be. Their initial curiosity soon gave way to a shy helpfulness. One of the children, a little girl no older than 10, stepped forward. Her confidence was surprising for someone so young. With a gap-toothed grin and eyes that sparkled with mischief, she introduced herself and offered to help. She became his impromptu guide, her small hand confidently pointing the way. He followed her through a maze of cobblestone streets, each turn revealing something new and enchanting. The girl chatted animatedly, sharing stories about the town and its history. Each turn revealed a new vista, a hidden courtyard adorned with vibrant flowers, or a quaint little cafe tucked away from the main streets. Joe felt like he was discovering the soul of the town through her eyes. The journey through the town was more than just a physical one. It was a journey into the heart of a community. The kindness of strangers, especially the little girl with the gap-toothed grin, turned his day around. Joe realized that sometimes getting lost is the best way to find what you didn't even know you were looking for. Leaving Tuscany behind, Joe pointed his bike south towards the legendary Amalfi Coast. If Tuscany was a comforting embrace, the Amalfi Coast was a passionate kiss.
Holy moly, this is insane!
The road, a ribbon of asphalt clinging precariously to the cliffs, unfurled before him like a challenge, each curve revealing a new vista more breathtaking than the last. The air, thick with the scent of salt and bougainvillea, buzzed with a vibrant energy. He lost himself in the maze of pastel-colored houses that tumbled down the hillsides to meet the sea.
Okay, maybe I could get used to this, just for a little while though. Don't tell my boss.
He spent his days exploring hidden coves, indulging in fresh seafood, and simply breathing in the beauty that surrounded him. It was here, amidst the sun-drenched beauty of the Amalfi Coast, that Joe finally allowed himself to slow down, to reflect on his journey, both external and internal. One morning, on a whim, he decided to deviate from his planned route, a detour sparked by nothing more than a whisper of adventure and a thirst for the unknown.
Well, this isn't on the map, here goes nothing.
The road, narrow and winding, led him deeper into the mountains, the roar of his engine replaced by the sound of birdsong and the rustling of leaves. He stumbled upon hidden waterfalls, ancient ruins swallowed by nature, and villages untouched by time. As Joe stood on that cliff top, the rising sun painting the sky in hues of gold and crimson, he realized that Italy had worked its magic on him.
I came here looking for something, but I never imagined I'd find it in the bottom of a cappuccino cup, in the laughter of strangers, in the curve of a mountain road.
He traded his suit for a well-worn leather jacket, his smartphone for a compass and a map. He'd embraced the unexpected detours, the moments of vulnerability, the kindness of strangers. He'd come face to face with history, with beauty, with a side of himself he'd almost forgotten. But Joe's journey wasn't ending, not really. It was just beginning. Every mile he had traveled in Italy had left an indelible mark on his soul, a mark that would guide him in the days to come. He knew he couldn't stay in Italy forever, as tempting as that thought might be. The rolling hills, the ancient ruins, and the vibrant cities had all become a part of him. But life was calling him back home, and he had to answer.
It's time to head home. But this isn't goodbye, it's more like see you later. But I'm taking a little piece of Italy with me. Every souvenir, every photograph, every memory is a testament to the incredible journey I've had.
He carried the warmth of the Italian sun in his heart, the taste of fresh pasta on his tongue, and the vibrant colors of the countryside in his mind. Each sunset he witnessed was a reminder of the beauty that exists in the world. The echo of laughter in his ears was a melody that would play on repeat, a soundtrack to his memories. The friends he made, the stories they shared, all became a part of his life's tapestry. He'd found a renewed sense of purpose, a thirst for adventure, and a deeper understanding of himself. The challenges he faced and the triumphs he celebrated had all contributed to his growth. A reminder that life was meant to be savored, one delicious bite at a time. Each meal he enjoyed was a celebration of culture, tradition, and the simple joys of life. And as he rode off into the sunset, the horizon seemed to stretch endlessly before him, filled with possibilities and new adventures waiting to be discovered. Don't miss out on any of our thrilling videos. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And if you'd like to support the creation of more content like this, consider using our affiliate link for your next travel booking. It's a small act that goes a long way in keeping this adventure going. Let's explore the world together, the open road beckoning him forward, whispering promises of new experiences and uncharted territories. Each turn of the wheel was a step towards the unknown, a journey into the heart of discovery. Joe knew that this was just the beginning of a much larger journey, a journey that would forever be intertwined with the spirit of Italy. The lessons he learned, the people he met, and the places he visited would always be a part of him, guiding him as he continued to explore the world.